Bucket list? Why do I even try? Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show, that show that invites you to be a live video guest on this program at any time to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. Whether it's the topic of the day, current events, what else? The weather, self-promotion, you name it, it's your show. Now, joining is easy. All you've got to do is use that link right there, put it in your browser. That'll get you downloading Zoom. Once you get done doing that, you'll show up on my screen. There's another link just like it in the description box. If you don't want to download Zoom, all you've got to do is visit zoom.us, click on join a meeting, and then use that number right there as your meeting number. You'll come in the same way. If that sounds like content that is for you, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. All right. Tonight's subject, really, I have so many subjects I wanted to get to tonight, but tonight's subject is bucket lists. This, I believe, was my third video ever as the video call-in show host. And what I did was I talked for about an hour. I don't even remember how long it was, but I talked for about an hour about my bucket list and what it means to me. But not only that, what that bucket list should mean to you. Now, I have lived my life to a bucket list probably for the last 30 years. Yes, I do write it down. Yes, it is in many places. Some of those are still in my head. And we all know what that is. A bucket list is what you would put together if you knew when your life would end. What would be those items that you would have to do? So you would not go with regrets. You would have to do before you passed on. Well, for most people, that doesn't come until it's far too late. And that's why I said you should always be thinking about your bucket list, because we only have so many trips around this sun, and you've got to make the most of every one of them. Let's say hello to the folks in the chat here. We've got Flash in Your Pan, who was first. How you doing, Ed? Juneau County Droner, how you doing? Dano, good to see you, bud. Susan Hamilton, always a pleasure. Ghana, boo. I hope that's a ghost boo and not a boo subject. Oh, there's Naibob. We don't care about Naibob. Viewed this. How you doing, Tony? Yes, thank you, Tony. Absolutely. Hit the tweet or hit the like button, and by all means, tweet this out. And of course, we've got Outdoorsy Gal. Oh, how you doing, Chrissy? Good to see you. Good to see you. And I'm sure help animals live. Yay. I have a bucket list full of obscure chicken wings. Well, everybody has to have goals, and this is what this is all about. You've got to have a goal or many goals that you'd like to accomplish before you're called away, if you know what I mean. You did scare me. You absolutely scared me, Ghana. Oh, yeah. So, like I said, some of the things that have been on my bucket list I've already done, which is great. And in fact, a great deal of things that I've had on my bucket list. This show in particular was on my bucket list. And you've heard me say it over and over. I wanted to be in front of the camera and see how well that went. Turns out I have a lot of fun with it. Hello, Patty. Hello, Jesse. How you guys doing? Crohn's Chick. How you doing, Shardy? That was one of the reasons I started this show, because I thought, I'm just going to do it. I got to do it. And it was one of those things where I just had to start it without thinking much about it. And of course, I went ahead and got my brain all together, but I bet I wasn't, but maybe a week before I actually cut the first video. Because I do a lot of this for a living, so it wasn't difficult for me to do at all. Hey, help animals live. Hey, it's me. How to make up your own. Oh, how you doing, man? I didn't recognize your new name. Sorry about that. Gingerlock Mom's back with us. How you doing? The Ginger Commentator. I should say that all. Although, you know what? Gingerlock's mom. You might want to shorten that to just Gingerlock's mom. That is immediately recognizable, and it's what I call you anyway. Change name to be more relevant. Awesome. That is fantastic. Drum detect. Let me try that again. Drum detect. Welcome to the show. So what I want to hear about is your bucket list, your specific bucket lists. Are you even thinking about that? Are you? If you think you're too young, you're not. Just know that you're never too young to start a bucket list. Many of my friends went early. Some of your friends, I'm sure, went early. Don't wait. Don't wait. The worst thing in the world is to contract a disease, find out you have a very short time left, and not any time to do the things that you really want to do. And not only is it a fantastic way to do some of those things that you would want to do, it also is a motivator. Because once you write that down, and you'll hear this from any Tony Robbins type, anyone who's doing the motivational speaking, once you write it down and commit it to paper, then it becomes real. And I know a lot of people who will actually tack them up on the fridge or wherever they look the most often, and that drives them to continue, or at least subconsciously they're thinking, okay, I want to accomplish this. And I actually read a book that says the power of subliminal influence is such that without even knowing it, you will try to go toward those goals, or you will recognize opportunities that will bring you closer to those goals much more easily. So yeah, Manuel, if you want to, welcome to the show, by the way, bud. If you want to come up, sure. I got Angel up here, so I'm going to pop him in real fast. You want to see me do that, guys? Sure you do. All right, this is the man behind the curtain right here. This is how it all gets done. All right, so what I do is I edit my title, and I of course give my guest a name. Stop that. I go over and I ask Angel to start his video, and I unmute him. That's over here. Okay. And now you can see Angel. Angel, how the heck are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, Grandpa Jim.
Now, did you come on to talk about bucket list, or you got other stuff?
I also came to talk about what I've done tonight, because tonight I had a rib smacking good time. I was at a local rib festival, because every year in my area they do a 4-day rib festival, and today was day one of the 4-day event, and I just got back like less than 30 minutes ago, and I had rib smacking good time. I had the 2-meat boneless rib sandwich with potato salad and baked beans, and I even had a character picture drawn of me that I'll be showing during my bucket list that has to do with some of the things I would like to get accomplished sometime in my life.
Well, thanks very much for the rib talk. I am so smart. Is that what you said, Chrissy? That's great, man. Those are some of my favorite events. The rib fests. I love those. Absolutely love those. Yeah, welcome to the show, Mike. Good to see you.
I mean, if I had more money, I would like go ahead and get more of the more expensive rack of ribs. But I only get a small amount of money every week, and I got my check in the mail today, and I spent like nearly half of it.
Really?
Yeah, because every week I only get $87.50, and I got the check in the mail today, and right now the amount that I have only left is $40.
Oh, bummer. Well, at least you got to go, and you said you had a sandwich, right?
Yeah, I had a 2-meat boneless rib sandwich.
Did you see that? Grandpa's so smart.
Yeah, Grandpa Jay, not only are you smart, you're lip smacking.
I'm not even gonna go there, Angel. I'm gonna take that as a compliment, but.
Oh, Grandpa Jim, you are a great guy.
Thank you, bud. So tell me, You're going to talk about your bucket list as well.
Yeah.
What's on your bucket list, Angel?
Like what? Say that again.
What's on your bucket list, Angel?
Well, right now my main bucket list is my move to Arizona, because that's been like my key focus. But even though that's not necessary, some people consider a bucket list. For me, a bucket list is stuff that you want to get accomplished in your life of now and for the future. And so right now, I'm trying to get my move to Arizona accomplished. And growing up, one thing that I've always wanted to try to do is always try to be on The Price is Right, and that's been on my bucket list since the age of 11. And I even applied to sign an application back when they used to say to get tickets, send a stamped address envelope with your name and this to this phone address. And I sent it at the age of 11, and I didn't even know what the age requirement was to try to be on The Price is Right or any game show. But since then, I always had the dream of being on The Price is Right, and I even have a T-shirt of it that I wore the other night. But luckily, I washed it in my Bella batch of laundry. And speaking of I had a character picture drawn of me. And at the very bottom, you can see one of my Price
Yeah,
is
let
Right.
me hang on there. Hang on and bring it down a little bit. I'm going to bring it full screen for you. No, over there. There you go. Now bring it up right there. There you go. That's actually a pretty cool caricature drawing. Where'd you have that done? At the Rib Fest?
It was at the Rib Fest. There was a booth where the artist had a character picture drawn of you, and he did a really fantastic job. And I laughed my ass off in the strangest way possible because it was just hilarious.
Well, it certainly looks good. Oh, look at that.
I'm hoping to get a frame for it.
Hoping to get a frame for it?
Yeah, because I love to have it framed up and don't have to worry about damaging it.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, what are you doing to me?
Yeah, The Price is Right has been one of my bucket list items, and I just have also had a slew of other stuff that I wanted to try to get done, because I've always wanted to go to Walt Disney World, but I know that's a really expensive trip. I've always wanted to try to get my own entertainment system set up, because a lot of people are now getting like entertainment hookups for like theater rooms and such, and I always wanted to have that kind of setup.
Of course.
But one thing that I will say that will be on my bucket list once I do move to Arizona and find a different apartment after being there is a two-bedroom apartment, because I want a second bedroom to be as my own YouTube studio.
Oh, that's a good idea. Now, do you have any long-term bucket list items? Like, do you want to skydive or?
Long-term goals in life is to try to find the love of my life. Yes, it could be that's a difficult thing to try to accomplish, but I just want to make sure I find the proper person as the love of my life. And some people ask, "Well, am I looking for a man?" Hell no. Yes, I may talk the talk in a gay format. That's no form of disrespect, but I've always wanted to have a traditional relationship of a man and a woman.
Oh, well, good. It wouldn't matter either way, but that is a great goal to have, dude. A great goal to have.
And I also like to travel. I wouldn't say around the world, but just travel to some key destinations to see some hot spots, like some fabulous sightseeing tours, some fabulous destinations, etc.
Yeah. Ooh, look what outdoorsy gal said. She's absolutely right. That would make a great avatar. The first thing I thought of was to put it in your channel header as well, dude.
I don't know how to take it from this to a digital format. I mean, I could go ahead and just take a picture over it, but I would like to have it be in a digital format, and I don't know how to do that.
Well, you would have to scan it into a printer that can turn it into a digital format, or I mean, if you lay it out and take a really good picture, Photoshop can work wonders on that. If you've got a friend that can do Photoshop, and I told you I'd help you out, and you didn't send me your banner.
Well, sorry, it's just I've had a lot of stuff going on with me lately.
Oh, sure. No, I get it. I get it. But you know, when you get a chance, make sure you send that to me, okay?
I will, Grandpa Jim,
All right.
and I will definitely do that. And basically, those are just some of the key things on my bucket list. But one of the things that I've always wanted to get is my driver's license. I never got my driver's license at the age of 16,
Uh-huh.
like most teenagers do, and that's because at the age of 16, I was still severely disabled at the worst part of my life
Hmm.
and such, and I just didn't a lot of people around me thought it wouldn't be safe for me to get a driver's license because they thought that I would like drive away in a car and such. But I just think they were too worried about how I was at the time. I
Sure.
understand that, but a lot of the times since then, I just think people get too worried about something of me when I don't even take it as that big of a deal.
Yeah, yeah, but you also have to understand that they were looking out for your best interest and the best interest of others, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, you can't blame them for that, dude. And but that's great that you've got a bucket list item on that as well. I wish you luck, as you know I will.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have like any key things like winning the lottery or anything like
No,
that
no
because
skydiving, no what?
actually, I wouldn't mind going hiking on top of a mountain. I wouldn't say Mount Everest, but maybe one of the mountains in Arizona.
There you go. Oh, and you'll have such a great opportunity to do that when you're down there. That's awesome. That's
And
awesome.
yeah, because I would like to go hiking someday in one of the mountains down in Arizona,
Right.
and I just think that there will be so much more on my bucket list to that when that will be put on when I do move. But in terms of short-term bucket list, well, like I said, The Price is Right is one of them, and my bucket list for my channel is to try to get to 2K subscribers. There's no like time frame that I want because basically I just want to get the stuff, get it there in a natural way. But if I had to give a date, I would like to try to get to 2K by August 1st, which is my day of moving, and I would like to go through a welcome home party of me going to my home state and a 2K celebration stream.
That would be nice. That would be nice. Well,
And
I'm
the
pulling for
last
you,
thing
man.
on my channel bucket list is to try to get the required watch hours so I can apply for monetization.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good for you, man. Like I said, I'm pulling for you. I did see your video today, which was kind of a strange one. I wasn't quite sure what.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just that
Well, let's
it's
let's
just that.
not let's not
Yeah,
go in that
let's not talk
tonight.
about that. If you watched it, you'll know what they said about me,
Yeah.
and zero of it is true.
Yeah. Well, people are people.
Yeah, people are people, and you
Water
are,
water off a duck's back, my friend.
and you'll always be a grandpa to me.
Well, thanks, Angel. Thanks for sharing your bucket list with us, man. I appreciate that,
Well,
dude.
those are just some of the key things, but there's more to put on there. But a lot of them are just something that I can get done once I move to Arizona, like buying a bigger TV,
Right.
game, new furniture. But
Right. Right.
but the long term things, pretty much traveling and the other one.
Yeah. And they keep piling up. So, if I were you, and if you're not doing it already, write them down. Write down those long-term goals.
Yeah. I think I might have to write them down, and I might have to turn it into a song and say, "Jim, write this down. Take a little note to remind you in case you didn't know. I need you at my banner, and I don't want you to go. Write this down. Take my edit and make them every day. Keep them close by. Don't you let them erase away. To remind you in case you forgot, I say, Jim, write this down.
Very nicely done.
You
Thank you.
have a great night, Grandpa Jim. Talk to you later.
All right.
And I'll try to start writing the stuff on my bucket list, and I'll try to get that banner sent to you so you can edit a bit. But I will say this before I go: the character picture
Huh.
that the artist drawn. I wish he would have drawn holding me a microphone because it would have made me look like a game show host.
Yeah, might have. All right, buddy. Send that to me, and you have a good evening. All right.
Yeah, you too. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye,
Bye.
bud. Always a pleasure having Angel on. And I miss some folks who popped in. Bob Dip, how you doing, buddy? Drone Kings in Darwin, good to see you, my friend. Did I see anybody else there that I might have missed? Okay, so we also have Shardy coming on. There we go. Asked to start. And I have to go through and grab her last, or I could just spell it out. How you doing, Shardy?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm just fine. Let me, you think this would be easy? There it is. Okay. I wouldn't do this, but I'm not what I would consider a good typist.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you have a bucket list, I take it, or did you want to talk about something else? Because we can talk about anything you want to talk about.
When you said your bucket list was doing what you're doing now, I instantly just went, yes, that's what I'm doing too. So
You
I thought I'd
too.
hop on and say hi and say hello because I always love having a chat with you. So yeah, I thought I'd hop
Kindred
on.
spirit support. Is that what I'm hearing?
Pretty much.
And I always enjoy having you on as well. Yeah, I didn't know that was your bucket list. Yours was almost, well, I mean, maybe you've always wanted to do this sort of thing, and then when you found your calling, for lack of a better term, it just kind of
Yeah.
kicked it. Is that it? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I always wanted to do something where I could help people,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't very good with university. I wasn't very good. I've tried uni twice and I just didn't like it. And with my chronic health being what it is as well, I didn't know how I could help people, but I know I wanted to. So I thought I'd give it a go, get started. And with my channel, the way it's going at the moment, I didn't plan for that when I started out. It just evolved very, very quickly into what it is now. We're to the point where I've just had the guy's message going, I bought your t-shirt. I'm like, oh my God. Linda wore one of my t-shirts on a live stream.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And she kind of showed all of her fans that, and I had 2 more t-shirts bought today. I've had some donations. It's like, what?
That's awesome.
Incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And let's go down that road for a minute if you don't mind. I don't know what you've heard about the Vox Adpocalypse. Thank you. That's not an easy word to say. I'm guessing nothing.
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'm actually going to devote Monday's show to it.
Okay.
What happened was, in a nutshell, and I'm going to make it a quick nutshell because I want to save a lot for that show, is that a comedian put out a rebuttal on a journalist's video. The journalist, rather than rebut what that comedian said, went straight to YouTube and pressured to get him demonetized. And now he's 100% demonetized for making jokes. And
bloody hell.
Yeah, and the worst part about that is, and we all know that YouTube just came out with their new rule set, their guidelines. Well, there's a different set of guidelines for monetization as well.
Ooh, I haven't checked that yet because I can't monetize yet, so I haven't been keeping a very close eye on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's happening? Or are you going to unpack that on Monday?
I'm going to unpack that on Monday. Suffice to say that my initial thought not to monetize this channel until it seemed right has been extended. I'll just say that for now. Got a whole lot of more things to say about that Monday, and I'm going to have my beast mode hat on because I'm angry.
Fair enough. I might read up on it before I come on or hang out on your live stream on Monday then, because it's something that I do need to start being aware of.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. Vox Adpocalypse. I'm trying to. Is there an E on apocalypse?
No.
There's not.
Yes, at the end.
Okay.
Yes, there is at the end.
Yeah, there you go. In fact, I'll hashtag it.
Apocalypse.
Yep, it's all one word. Yes, that's where I get a little angry. And I'm not going to be real angry because it's not life or death here.
No, but it's irritating that one person can completely destroy the livelihood. Like we've seen that a few times now, where it just happened between James Charles and Tati.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like within from one video that she did, which was completely biased, he lost over 2 million subscribers, and then things pulled out and this and that happened. He's come back now and he's made a very fierce comeback. I'm super proud of James. I really am. I wasn't too sure about him when I didn't know much about him and the Tati thing before all of that happened. But
Mhm.
since he made his own sort of video going, right, no, these are the facts. I'm like, dude, if I need a lawyer on YouTube, I'm hiring you. He wiped the floor with everyone that came at him with these rumors and all of that, and
No
he's
kidding.
just now he's back up to like he's gained those 2 million again.
Good
He's
for
made
him.
it back, so yeah, very proud. But yeah, it's very very quick and very harsh on YouTube at the moment. It's very easy to ruin someone's livelihood with a bit of gossip or a rumor or a freaking video.
Oh
You
yeah.
can completely destroy someone's reputation.
Oh yeah, and that's part of what I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about not so much ruining reputation, but ruining livelihood.
Yeah.
And I want to talk to a lot of those people who are either just recently um, monetized or are thinking that they will. Why is that doing that? I got to put everybody on hold. How was it in hold, by the way? Did you feel any different?
Quiet.
Was it quiet in there?
Quiet. Yeah, there was just a thing. So I went back. I've got YouTube on my other screen, so I just watched YouTube, and then I saw it pop up. I'm like, mute.
Yeah, normally I can just stop the video and then it'll pop full. I don't know. I just had a live stream this afternoon with one of my clients, and this is one of those live streams where, the two host and their guest are full screen, and I'm just in the background running everything. So,
Okay.
and I try to make it look like a television show. So, we've got everything pre-built. I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I have everything pre-built. We go straight live as though it were a news program. They get done, I shut it down, and boom. But I have to make changes around here, and sometimes making the changes back is a brain tease for me. So so bear
Fair
with me on that
enough.
one. Hey, David the producer, how you doing, bud? Good to see you here.
Hi, David.
View this, Tony. If I haven't said hello to you, Tony, how you doing? Brandon B in the house. Welcome, Brandon B. I know I miss so many people. It's so hard to keep up on the chat when I'm trying to pay attention to you, Sharni. You and Angel and anyone who comes up, I gots to.
You got to. We forgives you. We forgives you in the chat.
Thank you so much. So, where were we before I went off on that monetization rant? Were we still talking about?
Talking about how our channels are part of our bucket list.
Yeah. Yours, the pieces all just kind of fell into place. I just at one point thought that's been on my list. I'm just going to do it, but very similar. What other bucket list items do you have on your list, Sharni?
I think the biggest one would be, and it ties into wanting to travel all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest one is going to New Zealand and going to all the places that they shot the Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's see. Are you just right across the continent from from New Zealand though? You say you're in.
It's across the pond, I guess you could say. There's a bit of a gap. I can't just go over like I'm going to go there tomorrow. Bye, guys. It's an actual trip.
Yeah, I know you're not walking, but let's see. I thought you were more south, and they're kind of what, northeast? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's north. I don't know. Guys,
northeast.
help me out.
Yeah, I think I'm northeast, and I only know that. Yeah, I only know that because we were looking at Drone Kings and Darwin's area, and he's on the north end. It looked like to me, or maybe the northwest
No,
end.
it's on the east. It's on the east.
Was it east?
East from Australia, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I one of the first books I ever read when I was like 9 years old, or at least attempted to read, was The Hobbit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Drone Kids just said it's more east. Yeah.
Okay.
Of Australia, and so yeah, I tried reading The Hobbit, and obviously I couldn't read it very well, but I was still really fascinated by the story, and so my dad sat down with me and started reading the books to me, and very soon after, the movies came out.
Mm-hmm.
I got to watch the movies, and they completely changed my life. Those movies, and yeah, it was absolutely incredible. Everything that happened with that. So it's really, really cool. It's been a huge part of my life, Lord of the Rings. I've just rewatched all of the movies recently as well. I'm still still in love with them. I used to get teased by my family that I was in love with Legolas,
Uh-huh.
like the elf. And yes, I'm still in love with Legolas. I was like, you like Orlando Bloom? I'm like, no, Legolas.
Yes, there you go.
Legolas, thank you. I wanted to be an elf when I grew up. I wanted to go to these fantastical worlds, and it started my love of books, like all the bookshelves behind me. It started my love of writing books as well. I write books, and yeah, so I love it. It's such a huge part of shaping who I am with those books, and so I'd love to go there and actually see where it was all done. And yeah,
Well,
that's a big bucket list dream.
that's really cool because New Zealand is a beautiful country, absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful. I've only seen
I already
pictures.
had the trip planned out. I've
Oh,
already
do
got
you?
a trip planned out. I just can't afford to do it.
It's a big club.
It's expensive to do what I want to do. It's a good, at least a couple of grand to go and do it.
Yeah, yeah. That
You
kind
know,
of shocks me,
so
actually. Hmm. You mean for the full trip, right? Lodging,
for the full trip,
food, all that? Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
everything. So a lot of those, you can do horseback riding for 3 days that take you through. It's called the Trio of Rings
Mm-hmm.
tour, and you can go horseback riding, and they take you on a tour of all the areas they did the filming, and so it's all that stuff that costs money too.
Oh, sure.
And getting over to New Zealand, like I'd have to fly to like Sydney and then get a ferry or another flight over to New Zealand, and then travel, and then expenses, and then back. So it's not just like me popping up to Melbourne or Queensland like that. We could do it in a drive. I could catch a train. I could it's quite a trip. It's almost like going overseas, just a bit closer to home. So
Yeah.
got to
Yeah.
plan it, and it does cost money.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you know that Australia was on my bucket list?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Mine and the wife. She's really into that as well.
Aw.
She also wants to go to Africa.
Wonderful.
But
Wonderful.
I think she's under the impression that you can just walk in like the Serengeti and pet lions and things. And I keep trying to tell her, I said, no, that's not how it works. You are food there.
Yes. I don't want to be eaten.
I do not want to be eaten. Well, you know what they say, whenever you go into the jungle, make sure you bring a slower friend.
Pretty much. See, I preach a lot of love on my channel, but if it's between you, me, and the lion, I know who's going for it. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I say that, and then I'd be the one to jump in front of the friend. I know that's what I'm like, but as a joke, yes, I'd trip my friend and run for my life.
I of course, jest, but that's absolutely true.
Yeah, we gotta have a laugh. We gotta take the Mickey and all of that. So.
Oh yeah, and today I need to laugh. I really did.
Are you okay, or is it just the news before?
Well, some of the news, but I just had a really busy day, and it's one of those days where nothing was working out correctly until the live stream with my client. Everything went a-okay, which is always nice. But yeah, sometimes you just have those days, and I don't know about you, but sometimes I just say, okay, I'm just not doing anything the rest of the day because nothing's turning out right, and it always turns out better in the morning.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta draw a line under it and just go, nope, that's not working today. I'm gonna try again tomorrow, and just not beat yourself up. Just take yourself away. I find it very hard now for me to walk away from my computer. That's why I've moved things around. I don't know if you can see that. I've changed where I'm sitting. I've put my TV in my room. And so when I go and relax, I go and lie down in bed. I go watch movies. I go and like separate away from my computer.
Mm-hmm.
And I go and relax. So it's really important to take a break for yourself as well. This is between working and also YouTube channel. It's very demanding. And so if you're not at 100%, then your content's not going to be 100%, and people are going to feel that. So you got to rest.
You're hitting your microphone, hon.
Am I?
Yeah, you're smacking your microphone.
Hey.
That's okay. It was only a minor thing, but guys, I'm putting folks on hold. Henny, thanks so much for hanging out. But I had Emmanuel dropped out. You don't have to drop out. You can listen to the YouTube video while you're on hold. For some reason, when I try to stop the video, I just get the image. So I've got to work on Zoom a little bit. I made some settings changes for the show today, and I don't think I put them back. And the same way with View This. Tony jumped on as well. Guys, you can still jump on. I'll just put you in hold. Watch the YouTube video until you hear me say that I'm going to bring you up. All right? So I'm sorry. Sorry, Sharni.
That's okay.
We also had WD Rolls come in. How you doing, bud? And who did I say? Joey looks like Brooklyn.
Mm.
How you doing? I just channeled my Matt LeBlanc.
Nice. Nice. Friends, isn't it? Friends?
Yes, from
But,
Friends. Yes. Yeah, you're a little young, but we used to
it's
watch
been a
that.
while.
Yeah, we used to watch that first run all the time. My wife and I did because that was kind of our age group. We weren't in that sort of situation, but we loved the
Mm-hmm.
show. And plus, it was on with Cheers and Night Court, and it was like a whole Thursday of fun, for the wife and I.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah,
Joey Brooklyn.
yeah.
I got it right.
Nice.
Sweet. Patty, I hope I said hello to you. I don't remember saying hello, but always good to see you, hon. So, any other long-term goals, Sharni, or bucket list?
Well, it's all, funnily enough, it's all tied into my channel now, which is really wonderful. I've always, I want to be a published author. I want to help people with their health. All of that ties into the channel, funnily enough. It's really lots of really cool ideas that I'm going to be doing. And traveling as well. I'd love to be able to take this eventually when I get big enough. I'd love to take this on the road and have a thing where I go and meet my co-hosts because they're all in different countries and all the people that come on my panels and all of that regularly. I'd love to do like a tour and go and meet my co-hosts in real life.
That would be
travel
cool.
around the world doing it. Yeah, I could do it as part of the channel. So it's wonderful. I feel like I finally found my thing.
That is always a
what I
wonderful
really want
thing,
to do.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything else works in and around it really nicely. So yeah,
Like
it's
like
growing really quick.
yeah, like Steve Martin when he found his special purpose, but a little
Mhm.
bit different. Uh,
Just a little bit.
just a
You know,
hair.
just
Oh, but I can tell you, your bucket list idea of going out and meeting those people you're interviewing, or your audience, for lack of a better term, is fantastic. I think I've told this story before. When I was doing video games, my brother and I, he was over in Belgium. I, of course, was over here in the States, and he was involved in a NASCAR racing league, an online NASCAR racing league, and never was a NASCAR fan. Um, and we raced people from all over the world. And when I went over there and stayed with him and his family for 2 weeks, we got to see about half of them because a lot of them were from the Netherlands, a lot of them for England, a lot of them were from right in that general area. And we all met up, and well, a couple of them we had to meet individually because they couldn't make the main meetup, and we all went go-kart racing, which was awesome. Trying to tie it all in. So I get what you're saying there. That's a fantastic thing. That's a great question though. Have you met anyone yet that you didn't already know that you've either has been in your live streams or anywhere on the internet that you've been or you've interviewed? Not yet?
No, not yet, because the bulk of my fans are in the US and the UK. There's some, and the rest are in other parts of Australia. So there's only one person that I've met so far that wasn't part of my family and all that. They're from South Australia, and his name's Gaffer Haynes.
Mm-hmm.
And his partner has severe chronic health, and he has his own live streams and whatnot. So I think we may organize a meet and greet with him eventually. But yeah, that's part of why I'd like to do the tour. It's like, okay, you've seen all of these people as co-hosts on my channel talk about chronic health. Now I'm going to go and meet them in person and make it into like a episode series. But I also wouldn't mind having a bit of fun, if I eventually do like a vlog thing, but like I take you guys around Australia or South Australia sort of thing. And show you all the spots in South Australia that a lot of people, even in the rest of Australia, don't get to see. And so there's lots of ideas, but for now, the content is about building a library and viewers and whatnot, taking care of the viewers that I already have. And just setting up the content I've got now before I start looking at expanding into those sort of areas.
Sure. Well, the Guffey guy, is that Is that the poor chap who had his wife commit suicide on him?
No, that was Eric.
Oh, okay, okay. I caught that one. I didn't catch anything with Goffy if he was on your show.
No, he's normally in my comments. He's normally in my comment
Oh,
section,
okay,
but he and
okay.
I have mutual friends through other YouTube channels where we will be on panels together.
I see.
He helps me a lot with my channel, and I've just been connected to his wife, who has Hashimoto. She has a thyroid autoimmune disease.
Oh my.
So her and I started talking and whatnot, and having chats and all that, which is always good. But yeah, so at the moment, no, I haven't met anyone that I have co-hosted panels and whatnot with me. That's a bucket list goal that I hope to do in the future with my channel.
Well, I bet you do in no time flat, actually. Because
I
your Australian audience is growing, isn't it?
starting to slowly. We're actually looking at, now that I've kind of got my time slot in amongst my friends on my morning live streams, which is for the US and the UK, sort of overseas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start doing more live streams, but in the afternoon and evening in Australia for my Aussie fans.
Mm.
And to build that base. So I'll actually end up, eventually, I'll be doing around 2 live streams a day, 1 in the morning and 1 at night, talking about chronic health for all the different time zones.
Sure, absolutely. And I'm looking now at a world map. What I thought was New Zealand was Papua New Guinea
Yes.
for some weird reason. But yeah, it's actually southeast of you folks. And
Yeah.
you're closer to Melbourne or Sydney?
Melbourne.
Oh, okay, cool.
So right down the bottom, right down middle bottom.
Right down,
is where
yeah.
South Australia is.
If you had a good spyglass for us old folks, you could probably see Tasmania.
That's below us. That's
Oh,
below.
yeah.
That's even further down again.
Yeah,
So.
just directly below you. Oh, good night, Chrissy. Good night, Chrissy, and good night, Patty. She's got to tuck someone in. Maybe she said she was coming back. Awesome.
Yeah, Patty is someone I've got to get in touch with. I've got a list of people at the moment that I'm thinking of for live streams. So there's her and there's a few other people that I'm looking at talking to. Ginger Locks is another one.
Yeah. Yeah, Ginger Lock's mom, she'd be good for your show. So would Patty. You heard her talk about the red dragonfly, haven't you? The red dragonfly story?
No.
Oh,
I'm
well.
not aware of that one.
Well, I'm not going to tell you. I'll have to go back and look at her guest cut, her second guest cut. She came on, talking about collectibles, and she told me, she meant to tell me the first time she was on, and she told me all about it. You'll really enjoy that story.
Cool.
Cool.
Like that. That's good. But yeah, so.
Well, thanks, Sharni. I appreciate you sharing your bucket list with me.
Thanks for having me on. I'll hop off so we can let someone else. Otherwise, we're going to end up sitting here talking for the rest of the night.
And we absolutely could. But we'll. This won't be the last time.
Oh no, it will not.
All right, and you have a good day, right? Is it daylight where you're at? Yep.
It is. It's midday.
And a good weekend if I don't see you tomorrow night. All right?
Yep.
All right, thanks again.
Take care, everyone. Thanks, Jim.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Alrighty. Yeah, just hang in there, Tony. I'm actually going to, if you stay on, I'm going to lock the meeting, and then you and Henny will be my last ones, because we're already quarter till. Henny, can you hear me? Make sure you're listening to the Zoom feed.
Yep, we're good. I had it was a weird setup. My camera's all smudged. There we go.
And I'm just going to refer to you as Henny.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Cool. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you. I'm using my laptop now, and I don't know how I feel about it. But...
Well, it's probably a PC, right? So
yeah,
the camera's not going to be as good as probably your phone, but it looks fine. I wouldn't worry about it. We've had worse. My next guest, actually, his first appearance on the show was from his car in his phone with zero lighting. I'll make sure I rib him about it when he comes on.
Nice.
So, how does this
Uh,
wonderful evening find you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just got done golfing, so
Hmm.
I'm kind of sunburnt, but
Been there, been there.
uh,
Did you want to talk about your bucket list items?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Because this is cool. Because here you are, a relatively young man, and you're doing exactly what I did at your age. I started immediately thinking about a bucket list so that if I wasn't here tomorrow, I wouldn't have any regrets.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me
Yeah.
about it.
Well, I just crossed one off my list, which is pretty nice. I finally got a job that doesn't pay entry level anymore, so
Awesome.
that's good. Um, but I would say for long-term goals, I really want to go active duty once I get done with this contract. That's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Hopefully I can. It's kind of difficult to switch from reserve to active duty,
Is
but
it?
yeah, you literally like they have to approve you for it.
Hmm.
So, if that works out, that'd be one thing. A long-term goal for sure is I want to travel outside the United States for once.
Oh, just for once, you've never traveled outside the
I've
U.S.
never traveled outside the US,
Hmm. And you're
but
what? You're like a block away from Canada, aren't you?
yeah, right. No, I'm about like 5 hours away,
I know.
but
I'm kidding.
that's not bad though.
I
I
should
mean,
I should have saved that for Angel since he's in Minnesota. Well, yeah, that's cool because there is a lot to see. Now, here's what you're going to find, and I don't know how much you've traveled in the U.S., but you're going to find that there's a lot of wonderful things to see out there. Then you're going to come back and you go, you know what? There's a crap load of fun stuff to see here too. And that's what my wife, she didn't travel like I did as a child. So she's never like seen the Grand Canyon or anything like that. And now
mhm.
that's on her bucket list. So we're starting to roll back our vacations rather than island hopping, which is what we normally do. And
Mhm.
we're gonna hit most of the US stuff. So
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do it within the next year. Me and my fiance were planning on going to Mexico for spring break,
mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but I have to get approved for that to leave the country. So like,
Oh yeah, if you're in the
so
reserves. I'm
yeah,
surprised that now being the reserves, did you have to go through basic?
yep,
Okay. And you still have to be approved to go regular?
yeah, I have to get approved to go active duty.
Hmm.
And then to leave any part of the to leave out of the United States, I have to get approved.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. But I would have thought since you've already what about AIT? Did you go to did you do an AIT?
Yep.
Advanced Individual? Okay, so that's strange. I never knew that direction because I can't remember meeting any reservists that went active while I was in, to be honest with you. Hmm, interesting. What do you think the process is like? Do they uh like another physical and maybe I what would be the process? I mean, you'd think it would be automatic.
Yeah, it's like for most of it, it's just like how you were as a person in the reserves.
Oh,
Um, so if you like are a lance corporal
hmm,
for 6 years, it's probably not worth them to get you to active duty because obviously you don't really care enough to try to get promoted, or
right,
you were doing stuff that wasn't getting you promoted.
right, right. Yep, I can see that. I can
I
see that.
should be getting promoted in a couple of months, so fingers crossed.
To what? Or
Corporal.
corporal? Sweet,
Yep.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
they had just removed or they had just added specialist to the army when I
okay.
went in. Yeah, which is another corporal. It's E4.
Hmm.
Yeah, I never thought about that. I'm sure you have to be interviewed again. You probably have to sit in front of a board to even go.
Probably.
Yeah, but we're way off the subject. It's taking me right back. Every time I start talking about the military, it takes me right back. Yep, Spec 4, Jesse. Jack, welcome to the show. Who else did I miss? The Noah's Toolbox. How you doing? Just let me take a short break here. Bill 56 Bel Air. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. So, okay, those are worthy bucket list items, I must say. Do you have them written down?
um, Not right now. I've been actually. I have a whiteboard that I bought for college, but
Hmm.
I never used because that's how unorganized I am.
Well, I think I would write them down in indelible ink because the whiteboard they get erased all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I literally have a notepad that I've had mine written down on, and I still use it. And then when it runs out, I'll literally transfer it to the next notepad. Excuse me. My non-alcoholic beverage is getting to me. But yeah, what other long-term goals do you have, or bucket list items? I'll say.
Another long term. Well, this is kind of short term still, but I want to move out of my parents' house within the next 6 months to a year. That's a big thing, and that's why this job was a big thing. It's for a company called Uline. I don't know if you've ever heard of it,
I have. In fact, I still get their catalogs.
but in
I have a
their
business, so I get those sort of shipping catalogs all the
okay,
time. Mm-hmm.
but their hiring process is so strenuous. They lose a lot of um,
Candidates.
candidates because it literally takes so long to do.
I
And
wonder
they
why.
do extensive screening too.
Mm-hmm. Did they tell you why that is?
I think it's just because like the saying for around here is um you hire to retire.
Mm.
So when people get in the U line, you're like, oh, you're just gonna retire from them because once you get in, it's like it's a great gig.
Well, sounds like there's a lot of upward mobility,
Oh yeah.
and that's always a great thing. Of course, crap my dad makes me watch is in your corner. Everybody gets those damn catalogs. Well, not everybody. I'm actually the only one I know that gets those catalogs at home. But yeah, that's cool, dude. Congratulations on the job.
Thank you.
And getting into a firm like that because one, it can't be easy, like you said, and two, that could be long term. That could be long term. You never know what kind of careers you're going to find when you jump into an organization like that. Here's a great example. When I started working in broadcast television, and the web came around, I was the only one jacking with it, so they asked me to put together the website. And then I managed it for the last 2 years I was there, and I never looked back. I've been into web development and marketing ever since. So
Nice.
you just never know how those things come together like that. So
And that's a thing. Like a lot of people don't, I think, realize it or don't know if they should ask or don't feel like they should ask. But when I was told in my one business classes, when you apply for a job and they give you an interview and get another one and then they finally offer you a job, like it just ask them like what they liked about you, so you kind of have an idea of like I guess what people want to look at. Like for me, I asked them and they said because I'm going into business management with a minor in supply chain.
mhm.
My degree literally lines up with what they do. So if I do stay there long term, it just makes sense. They'll be able to mold me into basically what they want.
Right, right. That's awesome. And that's a great tip for folks looking for employment, or especially early on, right?
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of us old folks, we're kind of set in our ways, and after a while, I don't care how I came across. That's not necessarily true. I mean, you're anyone who's got any sense has got to be self-aware and present themselves in the way that is appreciated by those people that you interact with. Hence my tagline at the end of the show, the golden rule, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's those people who are totally not self-aware that cannot figure out why people don't, why shit doesn't fall out of the sky, and why people don't, associate it with that much. It's astounding.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like when I went for my interview, we were like sitting like in the groups of who was interviewing with us, and I was one of three out of like 25 that wore dress clothes. Everyone else was wearing jeans and t-shirts. I was just like, this is an interview. I
Yeah.
was like, did you guys not learn that, or do you guys just not? I was so confused.
Oh, don't be confused, man. There are people that they haven't gotten the memo yet. I mean, here's the thing. The general rule of thumb there is dress for the job you want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if they just want to tool around in jeans and whatnot, then they're going to be on an assembly line forever. But if
Mm-hmm.
you dress up, even for a low end job, what they know is that you care,
Mm-hmm.
and that just psychologically they're going, okay, cool. That, you know, now this is a guy who I'm going to be able to rely on. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad your folks or your education has taught you to do exactly that, dude. That's awesome.
And then I would say my last thing on the bucket list right now is you're probably gonna get excited about it, but I started working on my YouTube channel. My first video is probably gonna go up either end of Sunday or beginning Monday morning. So
Sweet.
that's exciting.
That is exciting. That is exciting. I can't wait. Now what you'll have to do is you'll have to come back on the show so we can post the link to it, to your new
Mm-hmm.
channel, and everybody get a quick look see. And like I said, you know, I'm always that. If it's your cup of tea, subscribe. If it's not, no harm, no foul.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it, dude.
But my long-term goal is by the end of 2020 have at least 1,000 subscribers.
That's another good goal. That is another good goal. I now, speaking of which, um, what are your plans with your YouTube channel? I know you want subscribers. Everybody wants subscribers because that's people who enjoy your stuff. But what are your real plans for your YouTube channel?
Honestly, just to get some exposure in the gaming community, I've been told by not only friends but people we play against. I play for a team, amateur. We're just a group of buddies that literally linked up over online,
Mhm.
and I just want to honestly just grow in just the gaming area and hopefully work my way up to bigger teams. We're actually playing in a tournament on in July for Call of Duty, so
Sweet.
hopefully that helps.
View this has a question for you. Is it going to be a different channel or the one you are on now?
It's going to be the one that I've been using. I
Okay.
renamed it because it used to be just my name. I renamed. There was no videos posted, so it was kind of like a fresh slate, anyways.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna use that one. And yeah, and then I plan on possibly starting a second channel. Um, probably soon for fishing because I'm really big into fishing,
Uh-huh.
and I have the gear for it. I just have never done. I've never taken the camera out with me while I fish. So
Yeah, that could be a tough gig.
yeah.
The only reason I say that is because I met Ed from Flash in Your Pan a couple times already, and we went our first time out. We went gold panning, and we were all taking videos like at the you know, the rally point, and as we went out there, and then of course we panned, and nobody shot anything. And then of course we had some other of course Jesse was there as well. We had some other videos in while we were panning, but the actual panning, I didn't get any video of the panning. So that takes some discipline.
Mhm.
Well,
And I just
cool,
want to
dude.
say one thing
Sure.
that actually sparked this thought into my head
Hmm.
when I forgot what her name is already. Crap, she was just on before me.
Oh, Sharni from that Crohn's chick.
Sharni.
Mhm.
Yes. She said that she didn't really like university and stuff, and that's why she didn't go, and she
Mhm.
didn't feel like she should go down that route.
Mhm.
And the crazy thing that sparks like United States education is like it's either you go or you struggle. And the thing is, like, I've been in for 2.5 years now, or
Mhm.
like going on like 3.5,
Mhm.
somewhere in between there. I lost track once I went to boot camp, but um, I honestly haven't learned much because you literally are just trying to pass so hard
Yeah.
that it just gets thrown out the window, and that's just so crazy to me.
Yeah, and let me give you an older person's perspective on that. Uh, yeah, an education is good, but what's happening is exactly what you were just saying, and I'm a firm believer that if you had a good upbringing and of course finish high school, no matter what you do, kids out there, finish high school, you can get into a trade, and today's trades are paying more and more every day. for one very good reason, because everyone thinks you've got to go to college. So there are other paths. That life experience is one of the best educators on the planet, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. Yeah. So there's I guess what I'm saying is that there's pros and cons to both sides.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying, and it's really kind of a shame that it's more of a mill, isn't it? More of a mill feel than just, a search for a piece of paper, more so than,
No,
well, rounding
exactly.
you.
I feel like once I get my paper, well, good thing for me, finally got a job that kind of like runs with it. But I feel like in the end, I'm just getting this paper, and that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, don't throw it away, of course, because it's going to certainly help you in where you've decided to go. Um, but I want everybody to know, and any watchers of the show to know that there are alternatives, and some of them are very good. Now, I've only got an associate degree. I don't know if anyone knew that. It's in electronics, and I'm so far away from that field now. It's not even funny. I'm an electronics engineer by education. So, Renter Grown, how you doing? Um, so you never know where this life is going to take you. You never know.
Yeah.
It's what I've always said is find something that you really enjoy doing, and you won't work another day in your life.
Yeah. That's the crazy part is I have a cousin. She only graduated high school, but she's literally running a complete plant for chemicals for the like military and like big corporations.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she has a high school diploma, and she's making more than my parents. Like, it's crazy.
I know. By the way, needs more subs. How you doing, Needy? Welcome to the show again, my friend. My wife's the same way. She only graduated high school. Yes, she graduated a year early, but she is now running a company that is 3 to 5 million in revenue. She's the general manager. She's literally the vice president of this company. All decisions go through her. She's extremely bright, and she's a hard worker. That's by far more important than anything else. If you've got a great work ethic, you're going to succeed no matter what. If you graduate from high school, you don't have children out of wedlock, and you get a job. Well, thanks, man. Henny, it's always a pleasure having you on, bud, and I'm glad to hear your things are going well for you, dude.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see your new next video, your first video. Can't wait to see that, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, have a good evening, bud, and come back on right after you finally publish that, and we'll talk about it.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. We'll see you, bud.
Yep, see ya.
Bye-bye. All righty. It's always wonderful to got to mute him. There we go. Always wonderful to have people the younger gen. Whenever I talk to somebody like that, him, Jared, some of the other guys we've had, Emmanuel, Swift TV, Train, TTF Train, I can't remember what his Train Vlogs, that's it. Spencer Entertainment TV, Sammy, the Studio Geek 32. Whenever I talk to those guys, I'm just so impressed. So absolutely impressed. Tony, can you go ahead and throw your camera on, my friend? You're going to be the last guest of the evening. I can't wait to hear your bucket list, dude. Here, let me just unmute you. Let me ask to start your. Where's your camera, dude? While you're doing that, I will address the chat. So, Renter Grown says, my family wants me to go back to school, but I'm a 3-time dropout. Don't want to go. Never did. I want a farm and I want a family. I don't want anything else. Claire, follow your dreams, hon. Follow your dreams. You're a very passionate woman, I can tell. I would say follow your dreams. Go find a farm. You and I believe it's Matthew. Go find a farm. Make a family. If those if you two are thinking about a family, and your parents are going to hate me for this, or your family. And you call me Jim, by the way. But do that. You're still young as well. Do that. Make sure that you're happy with what you're doing. Don't try to please other people. All right. Enough of that rant. I don't know if I mixed. Oh, that's a good point, Patty. All right, Tony, can you hear me? I see your. You got to choose the right mic, man. Go down there and choose your microphone or unplug it and plug it back in, because you got the camera thing happening. Oh, let me get Patty off there in a minute. Oh, okay. Now I got to unmute you. Hang on, bud. There we go. There we go. Maybe not. Try to unmute yourself, man. I'm trying. It's not. Oh. Okay. Now, let's give this a shot. Say something. No, I'm still not hearing you, dude. Your microphone's not working. It's unmuted, but it ain't working. Ah, there we go.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. How you doing, man?
Oh, hello, sir. I had to unplug and replug my headset. I have no idea, man. This thing's all whacked.
That is weird.
Listen, if you don't mind, I have a story.
Oh man, hang on.
I know it's painful. It'll give me time to fix this chat. Sorry. I have a
You what?
wrote tonight. I played lacrosse today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I have no right playing lacrosse. But my kid lacrosse.
Okay, I'm ready for you now.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm a little. That's why I got Tony the producers on. Because I do with the shade. I look like hell, man.
I wish your camera would zoom in.
Yeah, me too.
Folks, if you're not aware, something's going on seriously with his camera.
I'm gonna be on the shape pretty soon. He's gonna call me out thinking I got a haunted camera. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So I have a story, if you don't mind.
No, dude, tell it.
All right. So when so my son just turned 13, Noah, 2 weeks ago, and when right before he was born, my wife was pregnant for him. I had a little side T-shirt business for a little while. 2 buddies of mine down in Florida, and we did it for, I don't know, 8 months or so. Made a little bit of scratch, and then we moved on because one of the guys just, wasn't into it anymore. He just wanted to walk away. So, anyways, no big deal. Well, in that business, we were buying our T-shirt bags that we were putting our T-shirts in from Uline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So business is all. My son's born 13 years ago. We moved from the 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom. We stayed there for 2 years. We moved to a 2-bedroom house, which was much bigger because my second son was coming. And I started getting these Uline catalogs after my both apartments. Now they're coming to this house I'm renting. So some friends of ours have this huge house that they're not using, and they rent it to us. And they rent it to us. And so we moved there. I get the Uline catalog, right? So then we went to two other places in Bradenton and 2 places in Sarasota, and then moved back to Brookfield and rented a house for a year, and now we bought a house. All those location changes, I still get the Uline catalog, Jim. 13 years, all I bought was some fucking T-shirt bags, all right? First thing on my bucket list is to finally get Uline to start sending me the band catalog. I was at work Friday. We had meetings on Friday.
Was that your story?
Well, this is the end of it here, kind of. Just as I went to leave, there's a Uline catalog sitting on the counter. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, if you can get these guys to stop sending this to you, I'll bring you mine every month. I said, but if you can get them to stop sending it to you, then you got to tell me how. It's been a long time. It just happened last week. So I think that if we could figure out what the magic potion is to get them to stop sending the catalog, then we can get guys like Henny a raise.
Yes,
Think how much
absolutely.
money they'll save if they're not sending these damn catalogs out.
Oh man,
Nuts, dude. It's nuts.
it blows me away. It's kind of like JC Whitney. Have you ever ordered anything from JC Whitney?
No.
Oh
No,
man,
I didn't. No.
I ordered something in what I want to think was I don't know, 1977. And it wasn't until just after 2010 that I stopped getting their catalogs. I'm dead serious. Dead
Oh,
serious. They
no.
followed me everywhere.
Yeah.
And you know, they had the Uline catalogs are awesome. Full color, you know.
They are. I just
Yeah.
don't have any
That,
use.
you know, they're as thick as a phone book
That's what I'm thinking. Like
for a
nobody's
major
sending money out
metropolis.
together.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to cost them, you know, just an arm and a leg. And these JC Whitney catalogs now they're, you know, they're relatively thin, and the paper is, you know, great for toilet paper if you're in a bind. So it's real, you know, real flimsy paper, and
Sure.
all the ads look the same. The only thing they do is change the prices and add a few items. But man, they followed me around for what is that? Is that like 30, 40 years? I couldn't believe it. Just
When I was a kid, I was probably about 12 years old. My mother got a credit line with this company called Fingerhut, and you could buy all kinds of like household gadgets and items and things like that.
what was it called?
Fingerhut.
Oh, Fingerhut, sure.
So then she realized that she could fill out this stupid little card with my brother's name on it and send it, and they give her another credit line. And she did it to me, and then my next younger brother. So three of us, three little sons. She opened up these Fingerhut accounts, right?
Mm-hmm.
I turned 16 years old, and I'm starting to save up money. I got a job. I moved out, and I start getting these bills in the mail. You know, demand notices to pay this like $800, and I'm like, what is this? So I get this letter, and it says your account's been in good standing for 4 years, but you're now over your credit terms and you haven't paid in 6 months, blah, 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 right? So I go to my mom, like, did you open this account in my name? And first she tells me no. And I was like, all right, well, I got to call the cops then. Because that's what you did back then. You know, it was a fraud, you know?
Sure.
And my mother's like, oh, no, I did use your name because I needed some stuff and my other credit was run out, blah, blah. So I didn't find out she did it in all three of our names till years later, but at the time I thought it was just me. So anyways, she ends up claiming bankruptcy, and then she gets all her bills wiped out, and then she pays off the one she had in my name, my brother's name. She cleared it all up.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't include in bankruptcy because it was our names, but it freed up money for her to pay those off. So anyway, every once in a while, I get a Fingerhut catalog.
Even after all that.
And it says, I just got one back in March, and it says, Dear Mr. Robin, we really miss doing business with you. We'd love for you to come back. And first I'm thinking, maybe I'll come back. I was never there.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but either way. And then I think to myself, boy, I was a credit nightmare for you. I wasn't, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you want me back?
They didn't know,
Why?
right? Yeah. Wow.
Oh, man.
Dude, I got a story just like that. When I was really young, maybe 13, 14 years old, I went ahead and did one of those Columbia Records, you know, they send you like 10 CDs, and then, or they weren't CDs at the time. They're actually, what were they? Tapes? What did I get? No, it was 8 tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, they sent me about 10 8 tracks, and then they send you one a month, and then you have to pay them and everything. Well, I didn't pay them. and they came after me. and of course, you know, after all the dust settled, I did pay it off, but I canceled the subscription, obviously. They tried to get me back as a customer forever, just forever.
I think I still owe Columbia House money.
You do?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't even know if they're in the
when I was a
business
kid,
anymore, are they?
there was 2 of them. There was Columbia House and there was BMG.
Yes.
And BMG was the better deal because you got 8 CDs or cassettes. Because I got into those when it was the CDs and cassettes turning into CDs. So you could get either one.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to buy one within a year.
Yeah.
You were done.
Yeah, that was it.
But they did send you one every month. With Columbia House, they gave you like 10 CDs. You had to buy 3 in a year.
Yeah.
So the BMG was the better deal. So I opened up an account with BMG, and then I never paid it. And then I opened up a Columbia House. I got like 20 free CDs. And then I just started making names up and putting my mom's P.O. box on it. And they would just send in cottons of tapes. And I'd get all these bills for these made up names, you know. Oh, Stu Horowitz, you better pay for these CDs that you got. I mean, it was horrible. I was like 13.
Oh, geez.
So then I started getting these bills in the mail. And my mother calls up both the companies and just tears them up and just says, hey, this kid's 13. What, you can't enter into a contract with a 13-year-old? What are you doing? You know? And I never heard from him again. It was weird, but I still owe him money. And so does Stu Horowitz, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I bet.
He owes him big time.
That
Big
damn
time.
Stu. Well, you can't depend on him for anything, man.
Yeah. It's like, I gotta tell you, it's good to talk to you, man. I try not to call in a lot because I don't want to clog it up. I want everyone to be able to call in, you know. But I love calling in and chatting with you, brother.
Oh,
but
I love having you, man.
Oh, thanks, man. I you know, haven't stopped for like 2 months.
Yeah,
You know,
it seems like you've been real busy.
You know, it's crazy. And today I got home and I forgot until I got home. And my son's lacrosse team was like the last practice tonight. They got like one more game and then the jamboree. And it was parents versus kids. So I come home and I'm in a shirt and tie. I'm a 320-pound guy, all right?
Yeah.
I got no right being on the field with a bunch of 10-year-olds with a cross stick in my hand, but that's what happened today.
Oh, man. That's the stuff that heart attacks are written.
I know. And but it was good. It was a good time. And then I had that advisory. I run the advisory board of my time. I had the advisory board meeting tonight. And we got a town meeting next week, so it was like the final line by line review of the entire budget to make sure that it was perfect. So we're going to present it to the town next Friday, you know. So, but yeah, long day of running around outside. I was wheezing. My throat was all dry.
I've been there, my friend. I've been there.
Oh man, I had so much fun. So,
It is fun. It is fun, especially for the kids.
I'll probably have no voice tomorrow because we yelled and screamed. Well, it was like we tried every tactic in the book. We had no gear. They had gear, so the coach just don't beat us up, you know. And we'd run up behind them and scream and yell just to try to, you know what I mean? We had a good time. It was a lot of fun. And the last we broke it down to like 4 or 5 minute quarters. In the last quarter, the coach let the entire team come on and all the parents. So there was like 9 parents, but there was like 21 kids. It was chaos. I was just getting smacked with sticks left and right. I'm standing in the middle. I got a stick. I want to hit him back, but you can't take out a 10-year-old with a cross stick. I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
No, not even your own in the crowd.
Oh, my gosh, I'll tell you. Wow.
Well, I'm glad you had fun, man. And
I had a good time.
And I hope things slow down for you. You gonna be around tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night. What's that, Friday? Yeah, I'll be late though.
Oh, well, that's cool.
You know the late Fridays, man. Every once in a while, I've got a client who owns a liquor store, and he owns a liquor store, and he also is an engineer full time.
Oh,
so him and his wife run the store together, but he's there on Friday nights and Saturday nights from like 7 to 10, and that's it. But he has to make all the decisions. So if you want to do business with him, you show up. He does good business with you. So it makes it worth my while. I go see this guy every 2 weeks. I've been seeing him for 2 years, man. We have a great relationship. He's awesome.
Is that the guy? Is that the guy that most of your other
all the other
colleagues don't want?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I think you said something about that one of those Friday nights.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get out there earlier tomorrow night. He wants me to get there a little bit earlier, and if I can, then I'll be, I'll jump on.
Sweet.
Probably 10:30 or so. But if it's a normal night, which hopefully it won't turn into, I don't get home like last. I think it was last week. It was last week. I don't know. I got home like Fridays. You guys got off. The week before too. I missed a couple of Fridays now. I feel bad. I like being on Fridays. It's fun.
It is. I have a good time. I think we might talk a little bit about the box set apocalypse tomorrow night as well.
I'm gonna have to read up on that because I've only seen bits and pieces.
Yeah,
I don't like coming into the conversation.
Yeah, this is a huge thing for all creators when you think about it. Yeah, I caught you, but but it's a huge. It affects us all. It really does.
Right.
So yeah, I'd like to touch on that tomorrow night, but I think I'm going to devote an entire show on Monday about it. because I think it's worth discussing. And if nothing else, I can give my thoughts on it because it is my show, but
Yeah.
but I want to hear everybody else's take on it as well. So guys, make sure you look that up and find out more about it because it's very important. I know most of you, if not all of you, are creators or going to be creators. It's important.
So what you should do is you should set up one of those like I see you once in a while in the vidIQ live streams,
Mhm.
right? You know how they have that form, you click on it, you fill out the form if you want, like when they're doing channel reviews and crap, or if they're asking tech questions, whatever. Yeah, sorry, Adam. I'm gonna have no voice tomorrow. I promise you. I see Adam says the Boston stick today. It's more because I'm raspy and it's easier to talk without my R's. That's the best I have to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, gosh, I lost myself there. It took me out. Now what you should do is take one of those docs, like those Google Docs, and it's just simple. You just put in it. What are your thoughts on this? And then you can vet them. You can just look through and be like, idiot, moron. I'll take this guy on. And then just send back the links to the people you want.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my god, man.
I'll consider that. I'll put that in, or I'll take that under advisement.
Oh man.
Well, thanks, Tony, so much for coming on, man.
Absolutely.
I think I'm going to close her down for now and get ready for. We're actually going camper shopping tomorrow, the wife and I.
Okay, first of all, I'm jealous. Secondly, if you don't mind, I got one last thing to say.
Say it.
Going to Italy is on my bucket list.
Oh, very nice. I was going to ask you too.
Yeah.
Italy's on my bucket list again.
That's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
My wife and I together. Yeah.
Just great. Italy. Yeah.
I mean, well, there's other stuff, but I just want to throw one at you. I know you got to go, bro. I don't want to hold you here.
Cool. Well, this is
story time.
This Yep, you burned up your time on story time. But yeah, this is probably a subject that I'll revisit in maybe a little different form, maybe goals or something. But it's really good for people to get that because, like I said, writing it down makes it or cements it. But saying it actually, saying it out loud, you can think it all you want to, but saying it out loud makes it a little bit more real as well. So
yeah, man, goals would be good because there's always goals that everyone's working toward. You know what I mean? There's different things. There's bucket list items, but goals is great.
Yeah. Well, I look at them as being synonymous because a bucket list item is absolutely a goal. So you could literally conflate the two. It's like every one of my goals I want to accomplish before I kick the bucket. Therefore, they're bucket list items. So,
yep, true.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, again, thanks again, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
We'll talk again soon, as you well know.
Absolutely. I'll see you, brother.
Take care.
Bye.
Always fun having Tony on the show. Story time with Tony. Yes, it is big. Jim from Above and Beyond Drones, and welcome to the show. By the way, I wasn't able to say hello earlier. Was blind. I didn't get to say hello to you. I tried to get some of your comments up on the screen. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge, and it is so worth discussing in an open forum because it affects us all, every single one of us, and I think we all have a dog in this fight. So let's discuss that. If you guys want to discuss it tomorrow night, that's cool. We will. Thanks, Bob Dip. If you'd like to, if we don't talk about it tomorrow night, I'm definitely going to devote an entire show to it Monday. I'll give you my thoughts, and I want to hear your thoughts. It'll give you plenty of time over the weekend to research it. I know it's a little late to the party because this has been going on for like 3 or 4 days now, and it just adds on to all the other things that we've learned here in the last month or two about the process and the changes and all that. So look forward to that tomorrow night. Remember the panel show tomorrow night. You guys are all invited. Every one of you are invited on the show. So, but as you know, tonight is a wrap. I'm going to call it a night, and we're going to keep it civil. The discussion will be absolutely civil. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, and both you folks after processing and everyone that was live and all you folks in the chat. Without you, this wouldn't even be possible, and I mean that sincerely. You guys all have a great evening. Remember to treat each other like you want to be treated. If we all did that, this world would be a fantastic place. I'll leave you with that. Have a good evening, and we will see you live.